There's 2 trucks, Jill.
Okay.
Hi.
Give us 1 second.
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good.
Hi, who are you?
Hi, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Who
Good.
are you?
I'm the social media director for the Stockton Police Department.
Okay,
And we're here to investigate a situation, I believe.
come on.
Okay, so this is how you saw the dogs?
Go on right over there. You can go see.
Is this how you submitted your report?
And so it's the next door neighbor?
Well, backyard neighbor.
Okay. And so is the ladder how you saw the animal?
No, I saw it because my dogs were sniffing through the hole first.
Oh, okay. And
So
then
it
you
called
got
my-
the ladder from there?
I got it out after I saw the puppies. Come over here.
Okay.
My dogs were sniffing here
Absolutely.
through that hole.
Okay.
She gave birth there. And we could hear the puppies, so I looked through the knot hole. And then they were sniffing in the crack there.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew something was wrong because the
Okay.
puppies, I couldn't hear the puppies.
Uh-huh.
And I knew they'd been hungry.
Sure.
So I was going to feed them. And then I peeked over and I saw Becky was dead.
Okay.
And then I went up to take the picture after I saw that she was dead.
Okay. And so is this next door neighbor home that you know of? Or backyard neighbor, I'm sorry.
If he is, he won't answer the door anyway.
Okay.
Do you want me to get the black dog to come to the fence?
No, we can see him right here.
And I got up on this tree. So I can see on here.
So the only dog that's back there is the black dog, or are there more dogs?
There might be a puppy, I don't know. There's a dog in the house.
But full grown dogs? Are there any other dogs besides the black one back here?
I think there's a Yorkie in the house.
Okay. But just in the backyard? Anything?
That's the only
it?
thing that I know about that's alive at the moment.
Where is the food?
I threw the food.
Okay. This bag right here?
That bag was empty.
Did you
That
put-
bag's been empty for a week.
Okay, is this the bag you put?
I didn't put that bag.
Oh, okay.
He does feed, he just doesn't give him enough. And it's like once a week. That's it. And the rats eat it.
And then where's the food that you provided at? Is it over here?
I dumped it like right about here where I threw the ladder. He probably ate it all already.
Okay.
I'll get up on the, do you mind if I get up on the ladder here so I can see?
Yeah, it's up to you. Just, be careful. I don't want you to fall or nothing.
I'm not close enough. I dump it right over the fence. I need to get closer to the fence to see.
Okay.
But I think he ate it all.
And when was the last time you provided food to them?
This morning I just started feeding after I was gonna feed her after I saw she had puppies.
Yeah, we'll hold it.
Yeah, he ate it all. What you're seeing on the ground is those are those little the berries from the tree. That's not dog food. And there she is dead. Barky. Hey.
Sparky?
Oh, I just call him Barky. I don't know what his name is. Barky. Hey, baby. How you doing, fella? Come here. They gotta see you. You can't tell from here, but he's really skinny. He's all ribs. You could see it in my other videos. If I get some food, he'll come.
Okay. Yeah, we have food too, so we can provide food for him and water. So we have a pail too.
So I can lure it over to give him water?
Yeah, so
And did you look over here? There's got all this stagnant water. Do you see this swimming pool with no fence? There's a child in there, you know.
A child and where? In the pool?
Lives in here.
Oh.
A child lives here and plays in this environment with all these mosquitoes and a dead dog.
Okay. So we're gonna bring some food back here, and then the pail with water. Now, do you have a hose that we could fill the water for a pail for the dog?
I'll be glad to fill it for you.
Okay.
Here, that's stuck on your shoulder.
I'll be okay. It happens all the time.
And when was the last time you saw anyone there at the residence?
Well, he was there on Saturday because he gave the people the puppies. So he was there, and I did see him feed, and I saw how he feeds and what he feeds. He just gives 1 cup for the dog, 2 dogs with all the puppies. He just, like, I saw him feed just before she died. It was like 1 cup for everybody.
Okay, and
not
how
enough
was
food.
She just before she died?
Huh?
Was the dog energetic, or was she?
No, she was
lethargic?
dying. I was like ready to call somebody. I had already called animal control before, and they didn't do anything. And not only that, they wrote things up in a way that made it look like I was some sort of a horrible person. So I was intimidated about calling again because the person that came out said, you know, and I tried to help them. They said, I opened up the garage door so that we could catch the dog that was in the alley. And they said, neighbor lured the dog into the yard and, you know, acted like I was working against them and, you know, portrayed me in this very negative light. So I was and then, you know, they were very hostile and aggressive toward me. So I was very intimidated. And I knew that I couldn't get help through animal control, that I'd have to go through the public and through animal rescue. And that they ended up killing the dogs that they seized.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So you fed the dog today, right?
And I fed him yesterday. But that's it. I just started.
Fed the dog today.
And last night.
And last night. Okay. So so you fed the dog a total of 2 times.
3. And fed him in the morning on Saturday after she died.
Fed in the morning on Saturday. Okay, so you fed the dog a total of 3 times, okay? Right?
Yeah, and I've fed intermittently other than that, but just like little snacks because I was scared because he's got cameras everywhere, and I don't know where they are, but I know he has them.
Okay.
And I didn't want him to get angry that I was feeding his dogs and minding his business and getting up in his business, so I was scared.
So you're feeding intermittently for how long?
Well, I stopped feeding them back around when animal control got involved, and then code enforcement has been involved with this house since November. And I told them about the dogs, and they said they would be looking in on their welfare and reporting to you if they had any concerns. So I assumed it was under control, and because I was afraid of animosity, I wasn't supervising. I mean, I wasn't looking over at the fence because I'm, you know, uncomfortable. And then when my dogs wouldn't come away from the knothole in the fence, I figured something was wrong, and that's when I discovered the puppies and how sick they were. And if you can look over here, I've been very concerned about the highway of rats there. There's all kinds of ticks that come with the rats. The yard is infested with ticks. I keep pulling ticks off my dogs. There's ticks on those dogs, ticks on me, because the rats live in those cracks in the building that I've reported to code and they have not addressed.
Okay.
And because of the way, like, he has an apartment in Fremont because he's a maintenance guy. I don't know if he still has it or if he lost his job. But he would leave for a week and he would have roommates that were supposed to take care of the dogs. And they would just put the bag of food in the yard one day and not check on the dogs the rest of the week. And the dogs would have to tear through and fight over the food in the bag. And then the rats were helping themselves to the food as well. So they didn't get enough food, and it was, whichever dog was the most assertive and aggressive survived. And they seized animals previously because he had too many, but I called about the welfare, about them being too thin, and they just said that they weren't too thin. I said they're going to die, and they died.
Okay.
Because I was discounted. I had been feeding them this summer before that happened.
Okay. So when was the last time that you saw the owner feeding him? What day was that? Do you remember the last time you saw the owner or anybody
Wednesday
feeding
or
the dog?
Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday of last week?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the last time that you ever saw anybody back
Well,
there
he's been
feeding.
back there. Just because I didn't see him, I know he's been there because he covered her with a tarp.
Okay. But feeding the dogs. That
Yeah.
was Wednesday and Thursday of last week?
Yeah.
Actually physically feeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, like, it happened so quickly because he gives them so little that it doesn't mean that he's not feeding them, but they have worms. They got giardia, they got worms. So it's not just a matter of feeding them. There's no veterinary care. And with even if they are eating, they can't maintain the weight because they're diseased.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a nuisance. I've got a puppy over here that a brand new puppy that I'm trying to keep from getting sick, and with the lack of care over here.
Okay. All right. Maintain weight. Okay. All right. So from right now, what we're going to do is we're going to put our food over to sustain them, and then the water. So we'll lower a water bin down there, and we're going to just monitor the house to see if.
What about all the mosquitoes and
That's
stuff?
code enforcement. That's not. We're animal control. We can let code enforcement know, but we're just worried about the dog's welfare right now.
Right,
So we'll
yeah.
have to
And what about the
call-
child that lives in that environment?
Like I said, we have talked to code enforcement. If we need to get CPS involved, then we will. But I don't know the circumstances. I don't work with code personally, and I don't work for Child Protective Services, so I don't know any reports that have been made in regards to that. So we're just here as far as the animals today, and then we'll see if we can make contact with them.
Yeah, I think that I'm not positive, but I think there might be one puppy outstanding because they were all piled on top of each other, and I remember a puppy that had a gray paw with a very white toes, and the ones that rescued, I didn't see one that fit what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I heard what happened when she died. I was very afraid something was going to happen to her because I've seen him hit them with like a big white either cable or hose or something before, and he's not very nice to the dogs. And I heard her protecting her puppies. I heard the sound of his little girl's voice, and I heard a thunk.
Mm-hmm.
Then I didn't hear the mother anymore, and I heard the puppy screaming, and I heard him, saying, "Here's a puppy for you." And then the next day she was dead, and
Okay.
she was on top of a broom.
Okay. So when did that incident happen with?
Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
I just know it was
Thursday.
about like 5 p.m. or so.
Thursday or Friday. Can you go over again what happened?
I heard the mom kind of like making a fuss, like growling, protecting her puppies.
Okay.
Then I heard a thunk, and then I heard only the puppies and him and his daughter. And then the next day she was dead.
Puppies. Okay. Then you heard the puppies crying, and then you said the only people who were in the backyard were who?
Ramiro and his daughter.
Romero and his daughter.
Yeah, it sounded like she was in the vicinity of the playhouse, just like, because I was in the window. It was probably Thursday because I think it was just before class or just after class, and that's why I didn't come out to investigate because I had a class that started at 5.
Okay, so Thursday.
Yeah.
Sometime in the afternoon.
About like just probably 4:45 or 5, I think. I don't want to be precise about the time. I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
just remember
sometime in the afternoon though.
it was, just as the sun was starting to set.
Okay. So Thursday, you hear that. Did you see anything, or did you get any video?
I didn't
or
look.
anything?
I don't. When he's around, I don't want to go over there.
Okay. So this is all just audio that you heard?
Yes.
Okay.
But I had an apprehension because an entire litter died there before, and the neighbor said it was because he didn't notice them and that the puppies from the older litter killed it. And I remember hearing them being killed, yelping and then silence and then yelping and then silence. And then I found out the entire litter was killed. But I don't know that it was one of the older puppies or that it was him because I didn't see it. And I wouldn't put it past him.
Okay. So I want to go back to that incident that happened Thursday or Friday with you heard a thunk. So was Thursday then the last day that you saw Becky alive?
I don't think I even looked for her that day. I'm not sure. I'll have to check my video. I don't look at her every day because I'm not comfortable going over there.
Okay.
Sometimes if my dogs get real insistent and I can't get them away from the fence, then I'll look at her and look at the puppies or whatever.
Okay.
But I was trying to leave her in peace with her puppies.
Okay. So do you remember the last day that you saw Becky alive by chance?
So I probably would check it on my video.
Okay.
Probably, I think, I don't know.
Because Saturday,
Probably the 3rd or the 4th. I didn't see her.
the 3rd or the 4th of March?
Yeah, I think I don't look at her every day.
Okay, so you,
I
okay,
heard
so when
her.
did you
I
find
heard her. I remember I heard her and I thought the puppies might have been dead because I heard her first and then I didn't hear the puppies and I said, I gotta go check.
Yeah,
And then I didn't check until like the next day and then she was dead.
yeah. So then but you did hear her. You said Thursday when she was growling and whatnot. So
Yeah, and they have
perhaps-
different voices, so I know who it is.
Okay, so it was Becky then on
Was
Thursday.
Becky.
You could say positively, or
Yeah,
okay.
it was Becky.
So on Thursday, Becky. So we know that Becky was alive on Thursday at least.
Thursday or Wednesday.
And then what day did you discover the deceased body? What day was that?
When I posted the video.
Okay, which was, do you remember what day that was?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday the 13th.
So Saturday is when you discovered her death.
Yeah. But I was thinking the day before that I should check.
Okay. So Saturday you discovered the deceased body. Thursday was when you heard her. So, okay, but you didn't check on her Friday then?
No.
Okay.
I just listened. I listened for the puppies and I wasn't hearing them and I got really worried.
Okay, and then Saturday, the same day you found her deceased, is that the same day that you saw the litter of puppies there?
No, I couldn't find them. Well, I guess yes, but hours apart. I couldn't find them. When I first saw her dead, I was panicked. I thought they were all dead and they were missing and I looked everywhere for them and I couldn't find them. And then I heard them as if they'd been brought back, as if they'd been taken away and brought back. Because they weren't in their proper place. Their proper place is through this knot hole with that canvas there that you'd have to move to peek them.
Okay,
And then they were over here.
okay,
They were like pulled out where a person could get them.
okay.
Like
that was
that.
Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday afternoon because I had to go to the vet. So I left and I went to the vet in the morning. It was just a dead Becky and no puppies.
Okay.
And then the puppies were there. They could have been there. He might have been sitting on them. The black dog might have been sitting on him and I just didn't
Perhaps,
notice.
Yeah. Okay. Saturday. And then, how many puppies were there when you finally saw them right here?
Well, in the beginning I thought there were 4 and then I only saw 3.
Okay, so possibly 3 to 4.
There were definitely 3 on Saturday, but when they were born I thought there were 4.
Okay.
I don't want to interview right here
Okay.
because he's got camera with audio.
Okay. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put the food and water out for the dog, and then just monitor to see if he comes home. Because like I said, if you're familiar with the property, you know that it's enclosed by a large iron rod, 7-foot gate that's locked.
You want his phone number?
We have his phone number. We tried to call him, no answer. So we have so much access to the property.
You're just going to leave the dead dog there with him?
So
He could
we-
get diseases from her. Not only that, they could be spreading diseases over here.
Right, so that's why we're monitoring the property to see when he comes home, and then after us, then we have another shift coming on. So we're going to be continuously checking the property. He has to come home at some point.
Probably not till next weekend.
And then what about,
He's probably in Fremont.
okay, do you know what apartments he works at in Fremont? He has an apartment or he works in Fremont?
He has, he had, past tense. I don't know if it's presently he still has it, but like it was
Okay.
part of the job. They gave him an apartment.
Okay,
So he had one there too. So he only came here like on the weekends.
Okay. So what about the people that feed him, the roommates? Do you have any of their information or know who they are?
My landlord hired one of them to work on the house.
Okay.
His name is Martin.
Okay. Do you have his phone number?
No, but my landlord would.
Okay. Can you access that for us so we can maybe get in contact with him? Maybe he has a key to the house so we can access it.
Martin's supposed to live there,
Okay.
so he should be there.
Okay. Do you have a number that we can call him at?
I don't have a number.
Okay. What about your landlord? Do you think your landlord would be willing to give us his phone number?
No.
Okay. So yeah. So we're at this point then where.
Yeah, I don't think the landlord would give it to you. I could look for it and I can email it to you or something.
Okay. If you can do that, then that'd be great.
But that's just why don't you try Bob?
Who's Bob?
Bob is his friend that lives next door across the alley.
Okay. So he has access to the house?
No, but he knows everybody that lives over there and he'd have their phone numbers when I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
He'd know their phone numbers.
Okay. We can go check with them. But if you can work on your end for us.
I could probably get you Bob's phone number.
Yeah.
And then Bob would have that information.
Okay.
Oh, I'll have to look for it later.
Okay. So when can you get us?
You give me your text. I can text it to you.
Okay. I can give you my card, and we can figure out who we can actually get in contact with. The more contacts, the better, obviously. So the faster we can get to the house.
Capo. I think I might have that. So you said, Nissa, you do have a pail or you don't have a bucket? I don't have a bucket.
Okay, we'll have to go grab one then. We have the food here. Whereabouts is the best place to drop it?
It's very difficult because there's a bunch of debris. You have to peek up on the ladder to see where. It's somewhere in the vicinity of this grapevine, but you have to look because otherwise the food will